Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back. This is Going On, continuing with Frankie Boyle's New World Order Series 3, Episode 3, and we're going to get on to sex dolls. Let's go.
One thing's for sure, it won't be long until women realise that men serve little actual purpose.
Yes, which shows that feminism isn't about equality, it's just about dragging men down to try and bring women up. It's finding the guy in the wheelchair and breaking the legs of everybody else. Everybody's in a wheelchair, because now we're equal. Isn't that better for everyone? No.
Journalist Carly Sciortino decided to talk to women who say men will soon become obsolete in the bedroom before fully immersing herself.
Yes, although we find, of course, that women want to get the most successful men instead, and it's men who decide to purchase sex dolls because they don't want the hassle, and then the false rape accusations, which will destroy a man's life even if he hasn't done anything wrong.
In this intimate report.
Why did you want a love doll generally?
As much as I try to have, fuck buddies...
It's much better for your mental health to have a committed relationship, especially if you are a female, and birth control really fucks with your head in this regard. With oxytocin, you can look more into that if you wish, rather than the hormonal imbalance, and that as a female on birth control, that you'll be attracted to someone who you're not attracted to when you're off birth control, and vice versa if you decide to go onto it, about if they're more similar to you or different, in which case better for your offspring, and more feminine or more masculine as well. That plays into it, so look into it if you're interested. But basically, all that's worth mentioning here is, that the more partners a woman has, the less desirable she is to a man. And I've gone over that before, evolutionary speaking, and that the man doesn't know if the offspring is his or not, or if the woman can be faithful, or if she is capable of long-term love.
It can get really complicated when it comes to arranging things with fuck buddies. The male doll, being that it's a non-responsive thing, it's a fine line of comfort where I need them to be a dick.
Well, she even needs them to be a dick, so at least she appreciates the manly man. But I'm all for this, really. I mean, if you want a sex doll to do your bidding and you're not hurting anyone else, then do it. I believe they cost about £2,000, $2,000. Obviously, for guys, Turd Flinging Monkey is a good YouTube channel that goes into more detail, and he has a love doll he calls Celestina, I believe. But if that's something you're interested in, then of course go for it. As I say, it's about $2,000 upfront cost, which of course is cheaper than a girlfriend long term, because they don't eat, they don't need new clothes or a car or any of these things. They don't ask anything from you, so obviously they're cheaper in the long run. If you'd rather take the risk of actually having a meaningful relationship with someone, then don't do it. But obviously, like this lady, she's given up on that, and fair enough. I mean, I reckon this will be reason for sexual decline, as more men will choose to go to sex dolls instead, and then there'll be a few men left who are very successful and therefore have the pick of the women. But I think you'll get too many cranky feminists before that, and because women hold the power and feminists hold the legislative power, then they'll ban sex dolls before it becomes too prevalent, and men will probably become even more disenfranchised, and the suicide rate will go up. Or 3D printers will be popular enough for men to either print sex dolls with artificial intelligence being good enough in order to create a good sex robot, or 3D printing will enable the printing of firearms, and we'll see more mass violence, as guys tend to act more physically, and when they feel they're being pushed down and can't express themselves and can't do anything because they're going to be labelled with false accusations and their lives are going to be destroyed, that's probably how things are going to go. I'm not condoning this at all, obviously. I don't condone violence unless it's self-defense or competition. So, just to set the record straight.
I mean, it's an amazing time to be a necrophiliac.
Well, that also raises a nice question, that if it's a sex doll, would it be legally acceptable to make it in the shape of a child? Because it's just a doll, but then it does look like a child, so What do you think? Let me know.
This is taking it to another level.
I love the way she had to, like, force him to hold her hand afterwards. So realistic. Exactly like the real thing.
And unless you can find a guy who's interested in you. But maybe that's all we need to know.
Would you use it, though? Because,
Yeah.
if you get exercise equipment... I worry it'd be like an exercise bike and I just hang my clothes off his erection.
It's so weird that she goes over to meet this one who's got this, like, massive sex doll, and then is like, can I have a go?
Yes, I meant to ask that to any women in the audience. I know that you talk about your partner's penis size and girth and sex life a great deal, and obviously guys don't do that with other guys, even if the stereotype is different. So is that the same with sex toys? Is that normal? So I've got a new dildo. Oh, can I try? How is it? I've got this great vibrator. Oh, can I give it a go? These butt plugs are great. My turn. These nipple clamps are just the right tension. Give them here. Is that normal? And then in that case, how does that work with sex dolls? If someone took your sex doll and had sex with it, and then gave it back, would you then view your sex doll as having cheated on you, or would it just been raped by the other person because they couldn't consent? But if that's how it works, then you are the one raping it as well, because they're not consenting to you. Okay.
I thought,
Weird, isn't it?
yeah, does he have a permanent erection, or do you have to, like, pump it up? Do you pull it up? Do you screw it on?
You
You strap it on. I'm sure you know how that works.
screw him on. You've got various angles.
How realistic is it? Does he fart during sex? Does he
Blair, she's getting excited, but she's got to drag men down some more.
ask to do the bum on his birthday? What's it?
I feel we've covered everything there. Okay, thanks to Jen.
Cool, and as Jen is off, I will be as well. So thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Let me know if you agree, if you think sex dolls are going to be the way that guys are just going to tap out of dating and the society will end because of that, like is happening with Japan, and of course men all around the world are having sex less often as well, with third world countries creating more children, as tends to be the case with technology improving. The birth rates decrease afterwards. So in the Victorian era you'd have about 12 children, but its infant mortality dropped. Of course now in the West of England it's down to about 2. Well, I'd have to check that because I think replacement is 2.4 and it's just under that. And then of course with the third world, that before their medicine increases to drop their infant mortality rate, they'll be having many more children, and then that transition is slow as well, so you can stop the infant mortality rate, but the zeitgeist, or the culture of having many children will persist for a bit longer. But anyway, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you next time.